Okay, so welcome back to No Man's Sky. We had just finished getting our bioship. We had inadvertently been doing quite a bit of the purge mission while we were in that, because every time you warp it gives you a new glyph. If we go to it, it says progress towards the galactic center, but actually it doesn't really matter which direction you're going in, it will keep awarding you every time you warp until you've warped 16 times. So we've already warped 12. We've already spoke to Apollo and Artemis and Null every couple of warps, essentially saying goodbye. As you can see, we've got 12 out of 16. So let's continue on the purge. Bearing in mind that we are very much nearing the end of the game now. I say the end of the game continues forever, but the end of the main story path. We'll just go to any odd random one. So there's a point in a minute, once we've got our 16th glyph, where it is a point of no return, right? There's something you need to do, and if you've got anything left to do in Euclid Galaxy, do it before you do that particular thing. That particular thing being charging another portal and stepping through, which we'll get to in a minute, but I will warn you again when we get there that you do not charge up that portal and step through until you are absolutely 100% certain you are done with everything else, okay? That's all of my glyphs now. I've got all 16 glyphs, because I already had some of them, and some of them I got from travellers. Where are we? Alright, so now I have all 16. I can now officially use a portal for any address. So I used the first 12 for the Starbirth quest, but I've now got the additional 4 as well, so I can literally go anywhere that a portal can go now. But I've still got a few more jumps to make to complete the purge, so let's just jump to some random locations. It doesn't really matter where. Oh yeah, that's one good thing about the bioships, by the way, in that they can travel to any system. You don't need to install anything in them to get them to travel to green, blue and red systems, they just can automatically. So let's go to a green system next, why not? Okay, so now the purge has gone to locate and enter the final portal. Okay. Oh, it is in it. There is a portal somewhere. So this is your last chance to stop what you're doing and continue doing everything else first. Alright, and that includes the Atlas Path. If you haven't done the Atlas Path yet, for the love of God, stop. Alright, and switch to the Atlas Path, which would be up here somewhere, okay? Switch to it now, get it done. Okay? Well, this actually wants me to go and go and talk to them on the anomaly, I guess. If your Atlas Path isn't showing in the mission log, like it wasn't there, come and talk to Polo. Polo will provide you with the coordinates to the first one. And from there you just keep that mission active, and it will keep sending you to the next one in the galaxy map. There's a whole other video, well, 2 whole other videos about the Atlas Path. Go check them out if you've not done it already. Let's talk to Nada. All must end. Time must end. Even here. Nada and Polo cannot escape reality fall. Data cannot survive. Make peace, find happiness, be who you want to be. Goodbye, companions. Goodbye, stars. I will remember. Say goodbye, I guess. We will see you many times before the end, I am sure. You have been a good entity. Always be kind, traveller friends. Always discover. I will miss you. Ask for black hole coordinates. Of course, but do not delay on our account, friend. Do what you must. It will just be another discovery. Okay, what I'm going to do, just to prevent these from being able to break, so I'm going to move them over for a second. When you reset the simulation, or when you go through the galaxy core to advance to a new galaxy, everything in your general inventory, or in this case your storage stacks, all of that tech will break. So move it all to your tech slots or organ chamber. Right, so again, if I had space in my technology slots, I would be moving all of this over. Okay, but that's as many slots as I've got there. So your multi-tool, switch it for a rubbish one. Right, you can have 3 multi-tools. Just make sure you're holding your worst one. Okay. I do need to fix some stuff on my other ship as well. Forgotten all about that. That horrible monolith broke some of my stuff on my ship because I picked the wrong answer. Okay, so we're going to switch. Alright, there's your Atlas Path, it's back. Alright, reach the black hole. But we're going to switch to the purge. Okay, to then to the final portal. In theory, if you've already got a portal base, right, so you put a base next to a portal, you could always go to that planet and then reset the mission by going into here and holding down your delete button, which on consoles, or if you're using a controller on your PC, it's the right hand joystick. Just hold it down. That's your delete or your reset mission button. It's not going to work for me now because I'm already in the correct system. Basically all that does is it just resets the mission to wherever you are, or close by to wherever you are. So the system you're in, or a system just next to where you're in. It doesn't start missions all over again, don't worry, it doesn't ever like send your progress backwards. Third portal I've had to charge in 3 different videos. Oh, and we're going to get shot at while I'm doing it, great. Look, mate, I'm minding my own business, trying to get off your planet. You can leave me alone. Activate portal. Ethereal background noise. Ooh. I seem to have spawned under the ground. Okay, that's better. Alright, so we're on an exotic planet. Remember, just like before, and just like Kill Bill with the 5-finger death punch or whatever, you have to take a few steps before something happens. At least this time we didn't spawn in space like last time. 16, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's sped up. And here we go. The Atlas is silent, it watches me. I cry out, but still the Atlas is silent. I cry out, thinking of my journey, thinking of all the things I have seen. Of Artemis, who just wanted to meet another traveller, who just wanted an end to their loneliness. I cry out, thinking of Apollo, who gave me purpose when all purpose seemed lost. I cry out thinking of Null, thinking of how they lived, what choices they made, the path that led them to this end. If I cry out again, there is no return. If I cry out again, I must make my final choice. Artemis once said, when they first reached out to the heavens, that they had no idea what to expect. The beauty, the mystery, the adventure, the danger. I stand before the interface of the Atlas, before the centre of all things. I stand before the death of existence. On the 6th cry, the Atlas answers. Traveller. It speaks. I understand. At my command, the Atlas will initiate a reset. It has happened before, and it seems to stop nothing. It still only has 16 minutes left. I do not know what I will remember when it happens. When I woke up next to my ship, had I just performed a reset? Had someone else? Everything is coming to an end. Perhaps all that is left is to learn the final truth of the simulation, to know who the travellers truly are, and then 1,000 galaxies will be gone and 1,000 more will appear. It will all be mine to explore. I plead with the Atlas, but it does not listen. There is no other way. The Atlas requires my choice. While it lives, it can still create. The resets will not stop that. I do not know what to do or what it wants me to do. So, at this point, you can either reset the simulation or you can refuse the Atlas. If you refuse, you just go back to Euclid and you keep playing as normal. and that's your own. This is your only chance to skip a bunch of galaxies, and go to the type that you want. So I'm going to reset the simulation because I want to pick a galaxy. I don't want to have to go through each and every one of them separately. I want to skip a few. I have to know what happens. So, we now have 4 choices. Let's have a look at them, shall we? Our red choice. A raging galaxy. The Atlas has created a simulation of its own world, its entire existence, in an attempt to witness its own impending death. It wishes to show me its past, its future. Okay, so if I went to this galaxy, if I reset the simulation here, it would take me to a rather violent galaxy where all the enemies attack you more and they do more damage and they're harder to kill, and you've just got like a lot more aggressive everything. Okay, and the green one, a halcyon galaxy. Okay, so complete opposite, right? They'll be much more peaceful. You find a lot more of the lush worlds, the sort of, you know, really nice worlds with green grass and potentially blue water and like the Earth-like planets, basically. The ones that don't have any bad weather or don't always have bad weather, you can build some really nice bases on without worrying about constantly recharging stuff. Okay, well, we have our blue one, which is a silent galaxy. Okay, so this one is, I think that's the one with more exotic stuff in, because it's mostly empty, so you get more exotic planets. And then an improved galaxy. Alright, so this is essentially like Euclid, but mildly better. Okay, so a normal galaxy, basically. So you've got violence, peace, strange things, and normal things. Now, almost everybody, unless you really want more of a challenge to the game, almost everybody goes to Essentam, which is the next green galaxy along. If you happen to have already gone for a bunch of galaxies before you do this, it will just send you to the next one of that colour along the list. So if I had already gone through the next galaxy, if I'd gone through the galaxy core to the next one, I think the next one is one of the violent ones. So clicking this one now would send me to the next violent one after that. Okay, I personally am going to Essentam. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right though. And congratulations, you have basically finished the main story. Now, when we wake up in our new galaxy, everything in our exosuit will have broken, our exosuit general, not our tech. Everything in our ship general, but not our ship tech. And everything in the multi-tool we're carrying, it all will have broken, and we will have to repair it. So in some ways, it will be like right back at the start of the game, except we've actually already got all that tech installed, we just need to repair it. And if we repaired well enough, then almost nothing will need repairing, just our exosuit tech. So if you did what I said and switched to multi-tool, which you'll notice I didn't, and switched to a ship with no tech in the general slots, which I did purely by chance because of my bio ship, then you'll find you don't have too much to repair. Essenterm. Isenterm? Who knows? So now that we've completed the story, from now on when we want to advance to a new galaxy, we have to make our way to the core. Alright, there's no more story mode to give us this shortcut. We have to go one galaxy at a time. There are 255 galaxies, and then you circle back round to Euclid, where you first started. Okay, so if I take a look, I am nowhere near my ship. I don't know where my ship is. I have learnt Remembrance. Right, now our Heart of the Sun that we got from the Atlas Path that I've been saving all this time, I can use that to build Remembrance. Right, let's see if I can call my ship. I can call my ship. Let's see if I can call one of my other ships. Right, let's fix the bits I can fix. So these are broken from before, they're not the galaxy jump because I wasn't in this one. But I've called that because I wanted the platinum. Look at all that broken stuff, oh my god. So we want to install our Remembrance next to our star seed. Where's my Heart of the Sun gone then? A good way to prepare is to have put a lot of stuff on your freighter ready. Okay, now that's given me a bunch of extra life, and if I repair Starseed again, right, then that's also giving me extra life. Right, so that's one bit of extra life from Starseed, one bit of extra life from Remembrance, and a third extra bit of life because they're placed next to each other. Okay, Remembrance also allows me to read the Remembrance terminals that we can find around, mostly on behind doors on space stations, but other places too. And reading those things will tell us a little bit more about everything that's been going on from the perspective of the Atlas. And the boundary failures we've seen plenty of will tell us what's going on from the perspective of Telemon, who's on my shoulder there. And the Atlas and Telemon are, I suppose you could think of it as sort of almost twin programs. I like to say that if you play Portal, I like to think of Atlas as GLaDOS and Telemon here as Wheatley. Except not quite as stupid as Wheatley. Like Telemon's actually very helpful, where Wheatley was, designed to be stupid. Okay, I'm going to get back in my bioship. You'll notice that there was nothing to break here, and everything in here is perfectly fine because it was protected by being in the tech slots. My multi-tool is a complete mess, alright, which is why again I should have. I don't even have ferrite dust to... Where's my wiring looms that they seem to think I've got? Are they on the freighter as well? Yep. Right, so actually let's get out and repair these ones that wanted wiring looms, so that I at least know that this ship is good to go. Indeed. Okay, so essentially, in some ways, the game now starts again with us trying to repair everything from scratch. Yeah, except we're now in a much nicer galaxy with a lot more. In fact, it's even, I think, landed on us on. Yeah, I get it. Everything's broken. I get it. It's even landed us on a verdant planet. See. So that was because I tried to use my analysis visor that came up. But yeah, this is a verdant planet, which is, a pleasant planet, basically. Right, so if I just very quickly talk about some stuff that you've still got left to do. In case you're wondering, well, what do I do now? What do I do now? So we're now on the epilogue, and it's called New Beginnings. So it's essentially free roam mode. Yeah, I've already talked about how you can only get to the next galaxy by going through the core now. So have you found all 11 types of exotic planet and collected the trophies from them? You know, scanned the animals on them, the single animal on them, and uploaded it properly so that you get your zoology milestone. Have you done that? Have you built a variety of bases that you think are really cool? Have you set up an industrial mining facility on each of the different types of planet so that you can get all of the elements? Have you maxed out all of your ships and all of your frigates? Like fully leveled them all up? Have you made all of the food items? Well, there's a lot of food items and a lot of different ways to make some of them as well. Have you played around with all the switches and inverters? Made a disco maybe? Have you bought all of the things that you can buy? Have you found all of the really, really cool space encounters, which now that we've got our bioship, we'll find a lot more of, a lot more often, and some of them that were locked. If we were in a normal ship, we couldn't find them. Now we can. Have you fully completed your catalogue? And if you genuinely have done all of that, have you done what I've done and started a help group to help other people? Okay, so this is it. This is New Beginnings. A new galaxy awaits. Okay. Now you did have another choice back there with the Atlas. You could have just walked away and gone back to Euclid. I think I did mention at the time. But why? Why would you, honestly? So, yes, welcome to your new galaxy. Hope you enjoy, and hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in some more videos where we will go into great detail about a lot of other different things. But that is your story mode done. Congratulations. Bye. Okay, now that we're in our new galaxy, it's telling us to visit the space anomaly and visit our old friends. So let's just see if anything drastic happens there. Planetary interference. How close do you think I am to a planet? It's broken. Maybe I need to walk first.
Alert. Navigational data received.
That might be it. It's a black hole. I don't care about black holes. Is it first? Is it last? Welcome regardless. Traveller entity is always welcome aboard our home. So, they remember me. Tried to tell Nada about the Atlas. If you have something to tell me, Traveller entity, Nada chooses not to hear. You are welcome aboard our home. Leave Nada to peace. And Polo? Have you spoken to Nada? Joy, new arrivals, new friends. Do not speak, friend. Nada tells me, it is first, it is last, so it goes. Some things I do not want to discover. So they're happy not knowing. Let's go see Artemis. Maybe we can talk to Artemis. If I position myself correctly. Seems I've messed this up. Is it glitching out or something? No, it's because you have to look at the thing, not the button. You have to look at this, not the button. No, I guess not. I'm sure you're supposed to be able to have that open up so you can actually see Artemis in there, you know. But that doesn't seem to have happened at any point. Hello, Mercury. Right, so there's still a few bits and pieces that we never did buy. I don't have the salvage data on me, so that's annoying. I'll have to come back in a bit and get the short-range teleporter for my base, the antimatter reactor. Large amounts of stuff we had unlocked throughout our mission. No, it looks like it's just them then, so I need 30. Get my teleport cable straight away. That's completely free. Yeah, so just those two. Pretty certain I've got everything from everyone else. Yeah. Okay, so everyone is still there with the exception of Ariadne, who we know has disappeared because of the weekend missions. And they all seem to remember me, more or less. Now, we can, by the way, buy another void egg to get another living ship, and we do not have to go through all the nonsense again. Alright? All that we need to do is have a void egg in our inventory, and we'll use pulse like we did before. Host is back. Hatch the egg. Okay. And what this will do is it will immediately bypass all of the nonsense we had to do before for Starbirth and just mark the fallen host on a crash site nearby. Alright, so it's just used up our void egg, by the way, but if we don't like the bioship that's here, we can just refuse it to get our egg back. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, unless I happen to really like it. Bear in mind that having one of those eggs in your inventory prevents you from getting any upgrades for your bioship, because it does that mothership instead of the void egg. Interesting planet. Okay, so we've got a minty greeny one here. Might just nick that one too. I've got room for it, why not? It's got a very similar design to my other one, with a slightly different antenna though. But the head's basically the same. That's quite odd. We are replicated. This is new behaviour. Reproduction possible. Greater synthesis possible. Confirm it, traveller. Right, so deciding to accept this particular one costs 10,000 nanites. Okay, there's a lot of nanites, but you know, if you've been playing the way I've said to play, then you'll have plenty of nanites. Or you can reject the being, and you will get your void egg back. I want this one. I quite like the looks of it. It is done. It is alive. Oh. Okay, so I now have the chance to compare. So I've got 1, 2, 3. The layout isn't great, so I'm certainly not going to swap it, but I will add it to my collection because I can have up to 6 ships, and so far I've only got 3, so that's now 4. Okay, let's see if we can figure out a layout that makes sense. Right. We can certainly do a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Right, I think what we'd have to do is go 1. Yeah, so it'd be 1, 2, 3 for the neural. 1, 2, 3 for another. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. Which means that these unfortunately have to stay in here. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's an extra. Yeah, okay, whatever, it'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, excellent, okay. To be clear, I want to be riding this one for now. So yeah, it's that easy to get another bio ship. And yeah, you are now basically in free roam mode. So you know, do your weekend missions. They're getting really interesting now with a proper storyline behind them. If you've still got some base computer archives to do, then get them done. But yeah, beyond that, you are done. Hope you enjoyed No Man's Sky. Hope you enjoy the rest of your game. See you later. Bye.